So there's a subject that has risen up on social media concerning Over Rebecca singing at Zanele Mbokazi's funeral, and people felt that she was done badly because it seems like she was cut off during her performance and so forth, and right in the middle of the song the backup goes off. You can kind of hear the backup kind of dies down, and then she's then informed to thingy, and then the next person comes onto stage. And a lot of people will say Lindelani is the one who did it and stuff like that. So there's a lot of conversation concerning that. Now, on this video, I want to go a little bit on a different route. I want to talk on this video concerning the subject from a broader picture. First, by understanding the ceremony that's there, number one. Number two, the kind of people that are at the event. Number three, program director's role. And number four, church leader's role. Anybody who is a church leader or anybody who is an authority figure or a person who people listen to within the church, this video will address all these four and stuff like that. Now, this also goes to something that I mentioned also in our discipleship session yesterday. Sometimes we just keep going, right? And so I know I might sound like I'm playing the devil's advocate there. By that I don't mean that literally, okay? But sometimes we just keep going, and so at the end of the day, we end up not seeing the bigger picture. So a lot of people are pissed off on social media concerning whoever was leading. I see Lindelani on Twitter, and so alongside the trend. So I'm guessing maybe he was leading the program or what. I don't know. I wasn't watching. I did have other things that I've attended to, so I was not able to watch the thing. Now, so first of all, let's talk about the people that are at the event, right? And I think this will give us a framing, and then I'll jump straight into the leadership part, which is what Sister Rebecca will be seen as within the context, right? So I'm going to come to Sister Rebecca's thing. So first, let's attend the people that are there. Not everybody at this funeral is a Christian. You know, and that's another thing again. A funeral, it's kind of like it's a pivotal moment for the family and everyone that wants to come and mourn with the family. It's more than just the family, you know. Of course, a lot of people see a funeral and all these things. They see these things as more of an individual or a family thingy, but it goes beyond that. Once it becomes a public event, you invite other people, these people have their memories with this person. You take it, for example, myself, I'm a social media influencer for the gospel, right? And so there are now people that have followed this platform more than my family, right? Like, there are people you can ask about the last 50 videos and they'll tell you there was this video you did, there was this, but there are family members that can't tell you what video I posted last. Not that they don't watch, but there are family members that can't tell you that. And so the closest people to this platform are the people that watch me daily. And so those people have their area also of mourning, right? So Zanele spoke beyond church people. This is very important to understand or to remember. She spoke beyond the church. She spoke to people that were not even associated with church. And so there is that. You have politicians there at this event. You have people, and you might have a little bit of leeway, maybe an hour or 30, 40 minutes leeway for your event. And then before then, people are now looking at their watches and looking at what they have to go and do and stuff like, because sometimes people have multiple events that they're going to, and some of those other events have already started. And so, and some people are booked, and an event like this, people are booked. People have been paid to come and do a performance or something. And so sometimes we can forget that. We can forget the duty of the program director thinking about that. There's a politician there who has to be at so and so event. It will be it will be seen as disrespectful for that politician to arrive late. It will be seen as disrespectful for that artist who is at this event to arrive or to come. Do you get me? So there's a lot more to think about concerning this. And so the program director must remember the audience, right? As we are seeing this thing on TV, we are seeing it on social media, and we have our reactions because we feel like how at least, give a hint and stuff like that. It can be very difficult. Like if you see the way the people were very hyped when she was singing, it can be it can be almost impossible to flag a person on the stage to say, hey, time is passing, because everybody was up on their feet. And who's on their feet? It's the Christians. It's us, right? It's us who's there worshiping because we know the songs. We've mourned listening to the songs, or we've lived through a particular traumatic experience listening to these songs. And so sometimes we can forget that. Okay? Just like I said, I might sound like I'm going a little bit devil's advocate, but yeah, I want us to remember the overall casting of what the program director has to work through. He's responsible to make sure that this event goes according to plan or in time. And so, yes, I understand when people say, at least they could have flagged it, but I just want to show you, at that point, he has to make an instant decision. So he made the decision that was much more easier. And it's not like it's us, Rebecca, only who they would switch off the music, Maybe they could have faded it down or something like that. But whatever, that person, we live by grace. We must have grace for other people. And that's an area where I think, people should have a little bit more grace to understand. As a program director, there's so much you can do. And beyond that, it's just thinking. Everybody was on their feet. If you go out and you check the videos and stuff like that, you'll see what I'm talking about. All right? Now, this is then where it goes to Ask Rebecca, right? And why do I want to kind of bring it in here is that the thing that would be best, yes, at that moment, it can be a bit embarrassing. But at a later on, the thing to do is to be understanding of that, Also, she got caught up, right? She got caught at that moment of worship or singing, and with the crowd joining in and stuff like that. And so the thing for a person who's a church leader or a person who leads amongst the believers is to not be offended by that. I didn't say that's going to be easy. I'm not saying that will be easy. But the thing to do best concerning that, if you are a church leader leading people of faith, is to not get offended by that. Right? Yeah, at that moment, it's kind of like, but guys, you could have done it better, And so, but we give each other grace by not being offended at that. Right? Because you are leading other believers and you are helping them transition or work out offenses at a point of being offended, how others should take it and stuff like you're an example at that moment, And so that's another thing. As a leader within the church or as a leader to other people, it's not only to the church, as a leader to other people, the thing to do is not to be offended. Now I said earlier on, it's not easy, but yes, that's the thing to do. If we are speaking about I don't know, maybe in different churches and stuff like that, they do Christian leadership and Christian living studies, right? And so, which is kind of like a discipleship course, basically. That's what they called it in the first church that I went to when I heard about this subject, and I think that module has lived with me much longer than any module out of it. Christian leadership and Christian living, this is one of the things you'll remember. Even Jesus says, blessed is he that is not offended of me. And so it will be the same in an area like this, to understand that there is a lot of things that are happening, not to be offended, to give grace to those that are to make decisions to come to that point. It's not nice, it's embarrassing, but we take the pride, we take the embarrassment, we put them to the back, and you say, what? They made the decision that was best at that time. Now, sometimes it's not hurtful, okay? Might be embarrassing here and there, but we understand it. We understand it on the basis that they had to make a decision, thinking about what kind of people are in the audience. Like I explained earlier on, there is all these other people. And this is a high-profile event. These are very busy people. These are very, very busy people. It might feel like everything you have to do is important. And then at that point, you forget. There's all these people. There's all these high-profile people. There are people there that are booked. There are people that are going to an event right after that have, they need a 2-hour layover so that they can freshen up and be able to go over there, because they are dressed in their morning clothes and stuff like that. So they still have to change. Some people, if you've seen how celebrities travel, they come with like the vehicles and stuff like that. When they are now in their success period, they have vehicles and stuff like that, and they literally their vehicle becomes a bedroom and a sitting room and an exchange room. So that's where they literally have their dresses. They are traveling so that they can, right after that, be taken to the airport, take their dress, and then off to the next event. So there's a lot more in the move, and it's very easy to be offended at something like that. And so I would understand if a person is offended at that, but the best thing to do is not to be. Why? Now, what I'm talking about here is discipleship. It's Christian leadership. I don't expect a person who's not saved to understand this. But if you are saved, and when I explain that, you still don't understand, I pity the people that follow you. If you are a leader, I pity the people because they don't have a good example before them. It's very important how one takes things that could be offending. It's good to be an example. At that moment, be an example. Not to take offense at that point. Not that it's easy, but it's something that creates a good thing. Now, I did see a post that was saying that she was hurt. I don't know, when I was kind of like looking to have a picture up and stuff like that you are seeing in the background. I did see articles that said something along her being injured or something like that. And stuff like that. And so, yeah, hope she does recover from that. And so sometimes there's a lot more to think about. There's a lot more around the event to think about, and being it that this is a high profile event, all celebrities are there. So you can't tell me that these people are not going somewhere. These people are going places. And on top of that, I just think that's the most important thing also. These people are going places. It falls on the program director, okay, to say let's keep the event moving, and not get caught up. But yeah, tell me your thoughts on that. I know it's not an easy pill to swallow. People, they would like to just have one answer. It's much easier to just have one answer, but it's not that easy. And people make decisions on the basis of what they have before them at that moment. So, y'all tell me what you think down in the comment section. It's Ricky, and I'll see you on them other episodes down in the pinned comments. And so, stay blessed. Other episodes down today will be down in the pinned comments. Stay blessed.